What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back to working on my RD1. I haven't named this thing yet, but I'm working on this one, and I got something that I'm going to show you here in a second. Let's get to this video. So here on the inside of my RD1, you can see I've already done a couple things in here. I've got the floor mats, kind of a little dirty just from me getting in and out, but those work really nice. I got those off of eBay. I will put a link in the description to some of those. I also put my double din radio in here out of the Yater, and it's just going overall pretty well. I did swap in some automatic seats, so I have armrest, and again, it needs to be cleaned up, but whatever. And then today we're going to be installing a Civic SI gauge cluster in here. Heck yeah. So it's pretty straightforward install. We just got to pop this piece out here, the trim ring. It's got two Phillips head screws right up here. There's one right there and one right there, and then you just grab this thing and pull it, and it pops it out the clips. So let me get these two screws out and then we'll pop this out. For those, I just use a little stubby Phillips head. There's one right there and one right there, and they're just little bitty screws. I'll get them out and show them to you. Here we have the two screws. I'm just gonna set those over here. And then again, I just usually put my steering wheel down to where it gives me a little gap right here. And get your thumb under it and just pull. Let's see how it pops it out there. And then just pull down right here and poop. There's the whole piece. All right, then you have four screws that hold the actual cluster in. There's one in each corner. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take note that the two bottom ones are a little bit different than the upper two. The upper two are just like the ones that we took out of the trim. The bottom two have like a machine thread as opposed to a coarse thread like the ones up here do. So let's get all those out real quick and I'll show you those. Again, that's the two screws from the upper of the cluster, and they're the same as the ones that went in the trim. And then these two are the ones from the bottom. You can see how they're different. So now we got all four of those out. You should be able to pull out on this. And we just have to disconnect all the wiring connectors off the back of it. And you can see them up here. There's a couple right here, the blue, and this the locking tabs there. So just push down on the tab, and you should be able to push it towards the front of the vehicle and take them off. And then there's several along the bottom, two that like go into like for the ABS. This one's cruise, and I think it may have one more. I'll have to check. So with all those disconnected back here now, usually just slide this out. I have to do some twisting and turning, but it'll come right out. Okay. And then there was another plug back here. It was that orange plug that went into that cluster. It doesn't have the revision or provision or whatever for this one. I guess it would go there if it did have it, but it doesn't. So we'll just leave that disconnected. Shouldn't affect anything. I'm actually wondering if I may swap over my lens. That lens is a lot cleaner than this one. And it's not that it's dirty, it's just filthy, like internally, or maybe some more scratches or whatever. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I got that swapped over now. It's pretty easy. Just go around and push the little tabs down all the way around it, and it pops right off. See there, and there's the old one. So now we just got to put this back up in there and plug it in. Plug and play, literally. The only thing is left is that orange plug, and that's fine. Okay, so I misspoke about the plugs. The orange one is actually going to be the ABS. The yellow is the SRS, and the green is cruise control. So that's why the SI cluster doesn't have the orange, because the SIs do not have ABS. In the event that you have a LX CRV, it wouldn't have the orange because the LX doesn't have ABS, only the EX and the SE. If you just absolutely wanted to add the ABS to yours, I suppose you could. You just have to take out. You have to take out this. You have to cut the little piece right here, and then take the little board out of here because it's independent of the rest of the cluster. So you just take that little orange piece out of your CRV cluster, put it into the SI cluster, okay? But also the light would be coming out right here. You see that's blocked off. So you could use this piece from the CRV, and you see it has the thing for the ABS there. So if you just desired fully to have it 100% functional with all the ABS light and all that crap, it could be done. I'm not going to do it because I'm actually going to take the ABS stuff off of this one whenever I do a motor swap, because this thing is not staying stock. And before I put 100% back together, I like to start the vehicle up, make sure everything's working properly. I turn on the lights, make sure all the lights were working correctly on here, and they are. As you can see, there's no dark spots, so all that works fine. You see my parking brake light works. Put that down, it goes away. I could put the seatbelt on, the seatbelt light would go away as well. Now, I did wind up using that bezel from my CRV cluster, and I broke my damn speedometer needle because once I put it in there, I put it on there to test it, and I don't know if you can see, but how crummy and uncrisp the lettering is. And if you look at the back of it, you can see why. It looks like it got severely overheated or something, and it just destroyed those decals. So I just swapped it out just in favor of having one that's has nice crisp lettering, where this one looked like it was ashy and cracked, and yeah, it just looked really, really bad. You can see there. It doesn't look as dramatic here, but once you put light behind it, it looks really bad. So I swapped mine in favor of having nicer. But that was the only reason I swapped that. Now I'm going to go ahead. I've already got the screws back in place here. Got all those back in. I'm going to go ahead and put in my actual trim here. Get it bolted back in. And this job will be finished. And there you have it. Trim is back installed. I still need to dust it. It's a little dusty, but otherwise good to go. Overall, the installation is super easy. It could probably be done in like 5 to 10 minutes if you had the screwdriver handy and you didn't have to do any changes to your cluster like I did. I did wind up changing basically the whole front of the cluster. So from the bezel out is my original CRV stuff. You know, I just, because I want it to be as nice as it could possibly be, you know, I could have just slapped it in there with the way it came and it would have been just fine. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure you leave a like and a comment below. These clusters can be found online. They are getting harder to find. You will not be able to find one new. I bought this one used. It has 219,000 miles on it. It's pretty hard to find any of them under 200,000 realistically. And they are typically a couple hundred, you know, bucks. I paid like $235 for this one. And, you know, is what it is. It's what I wanted, so it's what I put in here. So anyways, see you guys on the next one. Peace. For my records, the mileage on the SI cluster and the mileage on my OG cluster. Now driving home, it's nighttime, and you can see over here it's way more lit than it is on this side. So I just got to install another one of the front lights. It has 2 of them, and then it should be good to go.